I'm convinced this version of Toxic was inspired by The Hunchback of Notre Dame. A little bit of a disclaimer. This is a somewhat dark comedy, and a few jokes in here are about cancer. So the film revolves around Winston, a janitor that works for BTH. They sell some kind of product but has recently come under fire for dumping toxic waste. Winston and his stepson Wade are trying to live a normal life after Wade's mother passed away. One day Winston finds out that he is terminally ill. His health insurance doesn't cover the treatment, so Winston finds BTH's CEO Bob and asks him for help. Bob says yes, but then immediately backstabs him. After this, Winston decides to rob the company, and for some reason, there's a room full of cash in this factory. After robbing them, he is caught and thrown into a vat of toxic chemicals. He emerges as Toxic and proceeds to fight a little crime and save Wade after he is kidnapped by Bob. Bob ends up capturing Toxic, then extracts his blood and turns himself into some kind of ram. Toxic and Bob fight, the end. Simple, straight to the point. So this film was supposed to be released in 2023, but some doofus said it was unreleasable. That's not really the case here. You could have easily removed 2 scenes and slapped the R rating on this bad boy. So going in, I was expecting a fairly dark comedy action movie, and to be honest, it was pretty light on both. I can give the action a pass because of budgeting reasons, but there are far too many moments where a good joke was missed, whether it be a funny reaction or a one-liner. I mostly chuckled a few times throughout the film. There was one scene with Toxic and a dead body that got a small laugh out of me. The story is a bit nonsensical at times. Characters would literally just teleport from scene to scene, but do you really come to a movie like this for story and continuity? No. I felt the action was a bit lackluster because of the size of Toxic, the low budget, add to that some shoddy editing, and yeah, we just get mediocre at best. But this movie does deliver on the gore factor and some bare melons and hot dogs, if you know what I mean. Ultimately, I think fans of these types of wacky movies would enjoy it. I was amused at times, but it fell flat. I did, however, love all the practical effects and suits. We need more of that. So if this gets a sequel, you can make Toxic full size, explained away easily by campiness and toxic chemicals. I would love to see how they do No Zone from the Toxic Crusader cartoon. But as far as ratings go, I'd have to give this a 2 out of 5 stars. Mediocre jokes and action is all you get from this film. Side note, surprisingly, the ADR Dinklage did wasn't bad, although I did notice they tried to hide most of his talking scenes in the edit. And to touch on Peter Dinklage a little bit more. Now, I like him as an actor, but giving him this role was beyond my comprehension due to the fact that Toxic is not that short.
Transforming little Melvin into a hideously deformed creature of superhuman size and strength.
But what really upset me was when I found out that Dinklage did not play Toxic. It was Luisa Gurito. I know, I butchered that. This is another case of The Mandalorian where Pedro Pascal voiced Din Djarin, but rarely if at all suited up as him. So shout out to Luisa as Toxic and also the 3 people who actually played Mando, Brendan Wayne, Lateef Crowder, and Barry Lowen. Anyway, those are my thoughts for the Toxic Avenger. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you like this review. You can watch all my other reviews, link in the description. That's it for me. I'll catch you on the next one.